Hi Virgo, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. I'm happy to be here pulling cards for you. This is your reading mid-June 2022. Or whenever you find it, to be honest. But yeah. It's a general reading, so whatever comes up in the energies is what comes up. I will just try to describe the energies that I'm seeing and feeling. It's sort of for you to apply it to your circumstances as you see fit. However, if any particular areas do seem to be most relevant, such as love, career, finance, relationships, I will say, okay? I'm pulling on collective Virgo energy, alright? So not necessarily every single message is going to be for you. Please take the bits that resonate, leave the rest behind. Don't force anything to fit. Use your intuition, okay? Your intuition is the most important thing in all of this. The cards just kind of help raise questions, offer different perspectives, that sort of thing, really. I'm going to start with tarot. We're going to do past energies, current energies, where these energies might be taking you, bearing in mind everybody has free will, you and other people. And then we're going to finish with an oracle card from this deck, because they're always so beautiful and they always have something to say about what we've already talked about. Right, let's say have a look at your past energies then, Virgo. Past energies for Virgo, please. Past energies for Virgo. Thank you. Two of Cups. Knight of Cups in reverse. This feels like rejection. It feels like you rejecting someone. But energies can always be reversed. One more card for the past for Virgo, please. Or two. Two's fine as well. The Empress, yeah. And the Seven of Swords, yeah. I feel like you've rejected someone here because you don't feel they were being honest with you. You feel they were lying to you in some way with the Seven of Swords. Let's get some more cards out though. Current energy for Virgo, please. Current energy for Virgo, please. So you've got 4 cards as well for current energy. Cards will do as they see fit. Ooh, King of Cups at the centre of your reading. I like that. I like that a lot. Future energy for Virgo, please. Future energy for Virgo. Thank you. 3 cards. That'll do nicely. Slow and steady wins the race. Right, overall energy. King of Cups with a moon in reverse. It's all very watery, isn't it? Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. Let me show you the cards that are bringing you the overall energy. The moon was in reverse, but I'll show you it upright. Underneath the moon you have the 8 of Cups, which in this deck also features a moon. You might be having very vivid dreams at the moment, Virgo. Some of you. Why is this moon in reverse? How does it relate to the King of Cups? The King of Cups feels very balanced. Also, Cups are about emotions, and the King is kind of almost, you know, sort of the boss of the suit, if you like. But because he's like the boss of the suit, he brings all the other elements in. So he brings in the swords, which is like the logic and the communication. He brings in the wands, which is the kind of life force and the passion. And he brings in the pentacles, which is the practical things. So he's very balanced. So you're in a very balanced energy here, Virgo. Overall, the overall energy of your reading feels really balanced. From the King of Cups, I think the moon just tells us something about how you got to that place of balance. It feels like you're in a place where you are able to feel emotions that society labels negative and accept them instead of trying to bury them or pretend you don't feel them, sort of thing. I like that, Virgo. I like that. But I also think the moon has shown up to tell you to pay attention to your dreams for a lot of you, or a lot of you have been having vivid dreams, like I said. Yeah. But that's why the King of Cups is the boss of that suit, really, because he accepts emotions just as is, you know? He or I mean, he's a he, obviously, but you might not be. That's just the energy. Right. So past energy, yes, I see you rejecting like some sort of someone's advances. Romantic for a lot of you, with it being the Two of Cups that's come out. But with the Knight of Cups in reverse being alongside this feels like in the past here, you have rejected someone who's kind of wants to make a go of it with you in some way, whether it is romantic or not, I don't know, but you detect dishonesty. Seven of Swords come out in reverse, so it kind of feels like a weak energy of dishonesty, you know, like maybe you've just picked up on some small energies of dishonesty, but that is enough for you to say, no, I don't want anything to do with this. You see, this Empress is so perceptive. Your crystal ball, you know, she picks up on energies. And I feel that represents you, Virgo, picking up. You know, it might even be that this person isn't necessarily, or you didn't feel they were necessarily deceptive, but they were just holding back. You see the way he's holding on to all these swords? Just holding back in a way that was kind of dishonest with themselves, if you like. It just doesn't feel like this person was on your level, Virgo, and it feels like you're kind of quite proud of your decision to say no to them, and I agree. It does feel like you should be proud of yourself in the sense that perhaps past Virgo would not have said no. Past Virgo would have not trusted themselves, not trusted their own intuition that we can see represented by this crystal ball here. So that feels like progress. I like that. Let's look at your current energy then, Virgo. This feels like big change. It's like you're giving yourself a bit of a shake up here, Virgo, with the Tower in reverse. Feels like you're finding ways of easing the burden on yourself. This Ten of Wands character is very burdened, but I see you making changes to this. Like, even though you're quite conflicted about it, and even because there's a sense of internal conflict here, and there's a sense of not being all that nice to yourself with the Five of Swords. I swear you're always getting this card, Virgo. Yes, you've got Five of Swords on your very quick readings that I did on the weekend. It's classic Virgo. Self-sabotage. But you are overcoming it. It just feels like admitting that some tasks, like, you can let other people help you with them. You don't have to take on all the burden yourself. And even though there might be a little inner voice saying, oh, you don't deserve help, or oh, you have to run yourself into the ground, Virgo, because you have to do it all on your own, because you have to even prove yourself, maybe, or something like this. I don't know what patterns it is that's behind this thinking. It feels like you're bringing them into the light, actually, and especially with the moon in reverse as well. That is bringing things up from the depths so that you can be more conscious of them. And actually, some of you, it may be that you're becoming more conscious of them through seeing symbolism in dreams. But yeah, it feels like more awareness about the type of thinking that's holding you back from easing this burden that's on your back. And this feels very radical. It feels like a very radical change to be changing this way of thinking, and also to be putting it into action whereby you are getting help with certain things that before you would take it all on yourself. And that could be very practical help, or it could be like emotional help, or even something like medical help where you are actually going to the doctor over something that's been bugging you for ages and you've not had the chance to actually seek that medical attention. So that's where you're at currently, and it feels emotionally balanced, like I said, with the King of Cups here. Look at him. You know, there might be something in these cards that speaks directly to you, which is why I do like to try and show you them as much as possible. There's a dove in that card. Yeah, dolphins as well. Let's look at your future energy. Six of Swords in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Pentacles. Let me show you them upright. So I feel like you have done a lot of work, Virgo, to kind of process trauma. And now it's like, in a sense, you're moving out of that energy of processing so that you can kind of live, if you know what I mean. It's like you've realised that part of doing the work is actually to live. It's like you've got to live it. Oh gosh, how else do I explain it? I don't know, it's like sometimes we can get so tied up in like doing work on ourselves and improving ourselves and like working out our own patterns of behaviour that we actually forget to live, when the whole point of doing all that work is so we can live. Do you know what I mean? So then living becomes the work itself, and I feel like that's the energy that you're moving towards in the future, because this is processing trauma, but it's in reverse. It feels sort of like you are moving out of that. Even though it is a constant thing and constant ongoing process, it feels like you are like somewhat moving out of that energy in order to kind of see the benefits of having done that work, i.e. actually living. And like, it feels measured and consistent in a way that perhaps previously, because of this unprocessed trauma, it would have been more of a hit and miss energy, more of a stop start energy, whereas this feels like you've been very consistent and working very consistently towards like meeting whatever goals. And like, how much easier is it to move forward with consistency when this weight is taken off your back, which I do see you taking that weight off your back via like radical change. And it might feel a bit uncomfortable, this current energy, because the Tower can feel uncomfortable, so this sort of new way of doing things might feel uncomfortable, but like, it just brings about in you a new way of being able to approach things, less of this unbalanced energy, less of this juggling, of this always feeling so busy because of a little bit of a sort of lack of organisation, maybe a lack of focus, scattered energy. The Two of Pentacles here, it feels like scattered energy, but in reverse it feels like you're moving out of that scattered energy. And yeah, like out of all the cards in the deck to help you move out of a scattered energy, the Knight of Pentacles is it. So I like that for you, Virgo. Let's see. It's felt like quite a straightforward reading to me. I don't think we need to say anything else tarot-wise. I don't feel the need to clarify anything. Well done, Virgo. I think you're doing well. Let's get you a final message from the universe, all right? Thank you. Orphans, number 5. 5 is a number of change. Yeah. Let's see what it's got to say. So this, I've had this card before. I don't know if I've had it for you, Virgo. I've had it before recently. So she's kind of sat in this nest, and I don't know how well you can see it. She's kind of wearing this like fake orange beak thing. So that's some imagery for you to observe. Number 5. Orphaned. A sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognising that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. The Oracle's message: we were all meant to have connections with other people within our family's society and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognise when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Well, there certainly was a sense of rejection in the past, wasn't there? So it could fit in with you rejecting a group or community that didn't reflect your values anymore. Interesting. Very interesting. Relationship message. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support, but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you are in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. Excuse me. For those of you who are looking for more of a career type message, I'll just read you the prosperity message when I can find my voice. Excuse me. This card reminds you that you can't be all things to all people. You are not going to be popular with everyone, and that has to be okay with you. Be clear about your mission, your brand, your work persona, and your contribution to the world, as these must be based on what you authentically have to offer, not something you think will sell or you perceive they may want. You will attract abundance by being completely yourself. This is the same message I gave you in your Saturday reading. Stay in your own lane. That's where you will shine and where you will experience prosperity.